The candles flickered on the cake, their golden glow brushing against her smiling face as if nothing in the world had ever gone wrong between us. Friends cheered, glasses clinked, and laughter filled the room. But I couldn't taste the champagne in my glass. Couldn't feel the warmth of the room. 'Cause I knew who she had slept with. And I was sitting across the table from her, trying to figure out how a woman I had trusted with my life could look so happy while holding my hand under the table, knowing she'd already betrayed me. "Why so quiet?" she asked, tilting her head, her eyes sparkling with the anticipation of my usual birthday toast. Everyone went silent, waiting for me to raise my glass and say something heartfelt like I always did. Instead, I leaned closer, close enough that only she could hear me. My voice was steady, too calm to be anything but dangerous. "Because I know who you slept with." Her smile froze, and for the first time in years, I saw fear flicker in her eyes. Before the birthday. Rewind 2 weeks, and I would have sworn my marriage was solid. Emily and I had been together 12 years, married for 9. We had our routines, our arguments, our makeups, our late-night whispers about the future. She was my anchor, the person I thought I'd grow old with. But anchors can rust. It started with little things. The late-night texts, her sudden obsession with working out, the way she guarded her phone like it was a bomb that might go off if I so much as glanced at it. I wanted to believe it was harmless. I wanted to believe her excuses. But the gut has a way of screaming when the heart wants to stay deaf. The truth found me in the ugliest way. One night, while she showered, her phone buzzed on the counter. A name flashed across the screen. Ryan. Ryan wasn't a stranger. He was my friend. My best man at our wedding. A man I'd known since college. The message wasn't explicit. Just 5 words. "Last night was unforgettable, Em." I stood there staring at it, the world tilting. My hands shook so badly I almost dropped the phone. My first instinct was denial. It had to be a joke, a misunderstanding. But deep down I knew. When she walked out of the shower, towel wrapped around her, I was still standing there, phone in hand. She froze, eyes flicking from me to the screen. And in that moment, I didn't need her to confess. The guilt on her face was louder than any words. Put the phone down. Didn't say a thing. Just walked past her like a ghost. That night I lay awake while she pretended to sleep. And in the darkness, a plan formed. I wouldn't explode. I wouldn't scream. Not yet. Wait. What? I'd see just how deep her betrayal went. And I'd make sure when the truth came out, it would tear through the illusion she'd built. The birthday dinner. Her birthday arrived like a cruel test. She invited friends, including Ryan. Course Ryan. He walked in with his perfect smile, carrying a bottle of wine, and slapped me on the back like nothing was wrong. My stomach twisted. I wanted to break his jaw right there, but instead I smiled back. The dinner dragged on, every laugh around the table feeling like nails in my skin. I watched them carefully. The stolen glances, the nervous half-smiles they thought no one noticed. The way her hand lingered on his arm just a second too long when passing the wine. And all the while I stayed quiet. It wasn't until the cake came out, candles glowing, that she turned to me with that innocent smile and asked the question that broke it all open. "Why so quiet?" I gave her the truth she never expected. "Because I know who you slept with." The room went dead silent. Forks froze mid-air. Ryan choked on his drink, coughing violently. Emily's face drained of color. Someone muttered, "What?" But I didn't answer them. My eyes stayed locked on hers. The aftermath of the reveal. "John," she whispered, her voice cracking. "Not here. Please." But it was too late. The walls she'd built came crashing down in front of everyone. I stood, glass in hand, my heart pounding but my voice steady. "You think I wouldn't notice? You think I wouldn't see the late-night texts, the lies, the way you light up every time he walks in the room?" Ryan shifted uncomfortably, but I didn't give him the chance to speak. "You were my wife," I said, my voice rising now. "The one person I thought would never do this to me. And you didn't just betray me. You betrayed our marriage, our vows, everything we built together. Emily's hands trembled. Please, John. Not like this. Exactly like this, I shot back. Because everyone should see what kind of person you really are. Gasps filled the room. Some people tried to get up to intervene, but I wasn't done. I turned to Ryan. And you were my brother in all but blood. My best friend. I trusted you with my life. And you repay me by sneaking into my bed behind my back. Ryan opened his mouth, then shut it again, shame painting his face. The silence that followed was unbearable. Friends excused themselves awkwardly, some muttering apologies, others just shaking their heads as they grabbed their coats. Within minutes, the party was over. The cake sat untouched, candles melted into wax puddles, and it was just me and her. The confrontation. She sat at the table, face buried in her hands. You ruined everything, she whispered. I laughed bitterly. I ruined everything. You slept with my best friend. Her head snapped up, tears streaking her face. It wasn't supposed to happen. I didn't mean to. Don't, I cut her off. Don't insult me with excuses. I was lonely, she cried. You've been so distant, working late, always tired. Ryan listened to me. He made me feel wanted again. Her words stabbed, but I forced myself to stay cold. So your solution was to crawl into his bed. To blow up our marriage for a little attention. She sobbed harder, but I felt no sympathy. Not anymore. I stood grabbing my coat. You made your choice, Emily. And now I'm making mine. Her eyes widened. Where are you going? To a lawyer, I said flatly. Tomorrow morning. Happy birthday. The days after. The house became a battlefield of silence. I slept in the guest room. She tried to talk, to explain, but every word out of her mouth sounded like poison. Ryan tried calling me. I blocked his number. The divorce papers came within the week. She begged me to reconsider, to go to counseling, to rebuild. But I couldn't. Because once trust is shattered, you can glue the pieces together all you want. It'll never be whole again. One night she cornered me in the kitchen, her face pale and desperate. John, please. I made a mistake. Don't throw away 12 years for one stupid decision. I looked at her, really looked at her, and realized something. The woman standing in front of me wasn't the same woman I married. Or maybe she was, and I just hadn't seen it before. I didn't throw it away, Emily, I said quietly. You did. The ending. 6 months later, I sat in a small apartment, boxes still half unpacked. The divorce was finalized. She got the house. I didn't care. I didn't want it. Too many ghosts in those walls. Sometimes late at night, I replay that birthday dinner in my head. The moment her smile cracked, the silence that swallowed the room, the way truth shattered the illusion in one brutal sentence. Still hurts. God, it hurts more than I ever thought possible. But in that pain there's clarity. I gave her everything. And when she asked why I was so quiet, I finally gave her the only truth that mattered. Because silence in the face of betrayal isn't strength. It's surrender. And I wasn't going to surrender anymore.